here it is. 1:03 p.m. my time.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
I can't thank you enough for coming through for John.
You want to track them down and got them to go on record.
I'm a little nervous about him coming to Salem tonight.
Hey everybody, the reason I'm coming to you tonight is because I want to show you what I believe is going down with this news. Back in 1974, Carol Rosin talked with Wernher von Braun about the things that would actually go down. And if you go back and listen to her, just do a search for last card, you'll find that everything is going down in the same order as predicted by her. And this was back in May of 2001 when she gave this speech. So listen to what she has to say real quick.
Good morning. My name is Carol Rosin. In 1974, after being a sixth grade school teacher, I was introduced to the late Dr. Wernher von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him, during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space. And I said, teachers don't stop until June. He said, no, you have to understand, this is February. And we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies, he said, against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system. The first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time. Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern.
Now, as you know, we just have been dealing with Libya. We declared Gaddafi dead and also bin Laden. So we've been dealing with what she predicted as the third world crazies or the third world countries.
Then there would be asteroids.
And of course now we're dealing with asteroids. First it was Elenin, which I don't have to remind you, this Illuminati card here is showing the asteroid as being tetrahedron shaped, just like Hoagland said. But now we're dealing with YU-55. And YU-55 is all over the news, including mainstream. I just saw something on CNN.
NASA scientists and amateur astronomers alike will watch a speeding ball of rock hurtle past the Earth this Tuesday. This is the asteroid that they are so keen to study. Its catchy name is 2005 YU-55, and this grainy image of it was taken in April of last year. In about 10 hours, it will pass closer to our planet than the moon.
And then he would repeat to me over and over, and the last card, the last card, the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
So as you can see, everything is playing out exactly as predicted, and they're all false flags. That's another thing that she had mentioned about this. And so the final one is the fake alien invasion. Now, many of us have had our questions about the Galactic Federation of Light. And what you have to remember about that organization is that they give their information to us from people who claim to channel them. So if you think about it, anybody could stand up in a crowd and say, I'm channeling the Galactic Federation, please take notes. And they'll produce something, and then Kumara-san sends it out. What's important to remember is that anybody could fake them, just like the anonymous group that we're all familiar with. They could be COINTELPRO posing for them many times when they start announcing the date and the time that they're doing stuff. So I want to play you this small clip from the Galactic Federation that just came out not long ago.
The United States, the Soviet Union, China, and Europe will have joint disclosure at an appointed date set to accommodate each government's timeline. But we have decided that we cannot wait for that time to arrive. Therefore, disclosure begins now. We have made pacts, agreements with kingdoms, such as Atlantis. We gave them technology, and in return we were allowed to study the life that Earth contained, including human.
In Atlantis, when they used the Tuoi stone, the fire crystal, to enslave people, and they phase-locked their grid, immediately after a large number of people were enslaved, huge earthquakes occurred, in which the tectonic plates fell apart and gravity destabilized. And I'm suggesting that there's a direct electrical connection between large numbers of people that are enslaved, and therefore their electric aura is no longer self-steering, and as a result, their gravity field falls apart.
The 1%ers have it all. But now, that is about to change. In our agreements, the New World Order was agreed upon. This New World Order will coincide with all governments of this world. One World Bank. Prosperity funds will be dispersed to all. The New World Order is to be implemented, synchronized with disclosure and first contact. All this is to happen as Bible prophecy is fulfilled.
Of course, when she refers to Bible prophecy, she's referring to the New International Version, in which they changed the Bible to say New Order, which is what the Pope did. So, folks, all of this stuff has already been predicted, and it's happening in the exact same order as expected. So, I wanted to bring this news to you because, number one, the Galactic Federation is possibly a good organization. However, they have their people infiltrating it just like that we do Anonymous, just like we do Occupy Wall Street. Anytime you have a good organization, you're going to have infiltration.
And now to the pop music scene. Lady Gaga stole the show once again at the MTV Europe Music Awards in Belfast, Ireland on Sunday. The pop diva scooped up 4 prizes, going one better than she did in 2010, when she also led the field with some 3. And now, let's see some of the highlights from the big night.
Lady Gaga! Lady Gaga! Lady Gaga!
The flamboyant 25-year-old New Yorker won in the categories of Best Female, Best Song and Video for her hit single Born This Way, and she also took home the biggest fans award.
This is the single most important song that I've ever written, the single most important album, and until now this is the single most important moment. Thank you.
On the issue of the children, we have committed ourselves to test the children, and this has been communicated to the Kenya Red Cross, and we have also requested, because they are the ones who know where the children are and their location, they will spearhead the process. We are committed to ensuring that the testing is done. I have requested for it. We recalled it, as mentioned, even publicly, despite what we had done before, and we are still waiting for it up to now. So, I cannot say much, and what it is that we've communicated, and we are still waiting for it.
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Wednesday, November 9th, 2011, and I'm Darko. This is not my website, but my website is ggnonline.com. That's www.ggnonline.com, and ddarko2012 is my YouTube channel. You can also check out Global Government News on Facebook. We have our own group, and there's over 110 members, and the only way that actually happens is because members come in and they bring in other members that they think would like this information. So please spread the word, spread the GGN online website, and ddarko2012 is my YouTube channel, so that this information can go out. All right, I'm going to get started here. All the links will be posted in YouTube's video description. Microwave containers leaching toxins into food at alarming rates. So this is microwave food inside containers made of plastic, cellophane, cardboard, or styrofoam may leach toxins into food and increase levels of carcinogens being consumed, i.e. cancer. Kind of like South Park episode where he eats all that microwave food, frozen microwave food, to get what? To get those big cancerous testicles, so he can get some pot. Finally, a fat-fighting drug that shows promise. So now they got a drug to fight fat. But then look at this. This lasting weight loss comes from health and nutrition, not diet drinks or diet foods, or I guess diet drugs. But look at this. At wife's behest, a New York man drops 198 pounds in 10 months. First thing I thought, I was like, man, this guy's pretty skinny. She might actually want to take her own advice. No offense. And just a quick disclaimer, and then I'll move on here, because I've been thinking about it lately, that because I live near the Amish, an Amish community and that, and I see them, and they are physically different. I mean, they usually will have a little more fat on them, but not like they don't look unhealthy. Whereas you'll see these other people that will be, they'll have these big guts full of GMO and all this undigested food, and then they got these, huge legs, and they look very, very unhealthy and pale and all that. So I think there is a natural, healthy weight that girls can have, so they don't look like sticks. I don't know about most guys, but me personally, I don't like little twigs. That doesn't really turn me on. So, okay, moving on here. Addictive as cocaine, fructose fuels cancer, and obesity is American diet staple. And it says scientific research has found a significant player in development and spread of, our little buddy cancer again. So Fracking insider admits to employing military psychological operations on American citizens. And it goes on here. It says homeowners concerned for the safety of their well water, environmentalists have formed movements against the practice. And quickly, in this following CNBC recording, one presenter tells the crowd to download a copy of the Army's counterinsurgency manual because he said the movement opposing the industry is an insurgency. And it goes on and tells the listeners organization maintains several military veterans who served as psychological warfare specialists. These former PSYOP soldiers, he explains, are using their skills in Pennsylvania. In his forum called Designing a Media Relations Strategy to Overcome the Concerns Surrounding Hydraulic Fracturing, Range Resources Director Mr. Pizzarella explains how to overcome stakeholder concerns surrounding fracking. Quote, we have several former PSYOP folks that work for us at Range because they're very comfortable in dealing with localized issues and local governments. Really, that's why they want to do away with them and go with a universal global government so they don't have all that opposition. And we're going to actually move on here because I still have a lot to get to. State Department uses taxpayer money to push GMOs in other countries. That's right, and of course they don't want them. They're actually burning them in some countries and actually committing suicide over them because they can't make a living, like in India. Almost Human GMO brown rice contains blood protein. Then shocking finding, more than 75% of all honey sold in grocery stores contains no honey at all. So just be aware, go check out that article. This is something I found as a pattern. I like to show patterns to my audience here. In Zimbabwe, residents live in fear of bees. And they said they're so unruly are the bees that terrified residents now have to stay indoors with windows shut. And just to fly through, 2 horses drown and 2 die from shock after being attacked by angry swarms of bees. This is in June of this year. Horse killed, man hurt in bee attacks. Then swarm of bees sting elderly couple to death after they move wood stove at remote ranch. This is in April. Moving on. Roselle man dies after being stung by bees. This is in Illinois. Bee swarm attacks farm and kills 1,000-pound hog. Dog owner says he saw a tornado of bees. And you go in there and check that out. Several stung multiple times by bee swarms in California. Okay, prostate cancer treatments spur cancer to grow. So that's what it's supposed to do, the big business of cancer. U.S. glossed over cancer concerns associated with airport x-ray security. And then, of course, we have mobile phones could be health time bomb. More than 200 academic studies link use with serious illnesses. Of course, they're going to cause you to be what? Sterilized. You can't procreate. Parents of, because you're from a bad gene pool. Parents of cancer-free boy 10 fight against the state to free him from more grueling chemo. Remember that woman who got landed in jail? That was a big Supreme Court case because she wanted to take him off treatment and he died. Universal flu shot push. Medical industry admits current flu shots are useless. Haiti cholera victims of eugenics demand UN compensation. Vaccine to treat breast ovarian cancers shows promise, just like HIV and all that other stuff. U.S. researchers and pharmaceutical companies conducting human experimentation in Africa. And of course, Bill Gates and the Melinda Gates Foundation is heading that up. Then the usual suspects like Pfizer. But look at this, Johns Hopkins University. They were what? They were the ones that were actually doing the Israeli organ donor program that the guy actually went to jail for. And the Population Council. Next up, we have autistic brains have abnormal number of brain cells. Ooh, they got bigger brains. Senile 64-year-old Dutch woman is euthanized even though she was no longer able to express her. And Welsh families would have no legal right to stop dead relatives' organs from being used for transplant if the person has not opted out in advance. Mrs. rejected an amendment to define a fertilized human egg as a person. 1 million drivers with diabetes face losing their license in the EU. Thank you.